The universe is about to talk to us.
That's right.
With a total solar eclipse.
In the vast expanse of our cosmic theater, moments of true spectacle are rare and fleeting. Yet, on April 8, 2024, a celestial event of unparalleled magnitude unfolded, a total eclipse like no other. What made this eclipse truly remarkable wasn't solely the sun being covered. It was the explosive solar events that happened alongside it, including its path through the sky. How widespread was the eclipse scene, and what effect did it have on Americans and the world? Join us as we explore the explosive solar phenomena that occurred on April 8th. On April 8, 2024, a momentous total solar eclipse swept across North America, enveloping parts of Mexico, the United States, and Canada in daytime darkness. This exceptional celestial event had astronomy enthusiasts filled with excitement. But this eclipse wasn't just about darkness and pretty lights. It unveiled the sun's hidden fury in the form of gigantic eruptions and powerful bursts of energy. These were immense structures composed of glowing, electrically charged plasma that gracefully arched above the sun's surface during the eclipse. As the moon perfectly aligned to obscure the sun's bright disk, these prominences were visible against the backdrop of the sun's corona, appearing as dark pink towers and loops extending far into space. This heightened activity led to more frequent and larger prominences, making the eclipse a particularly opportune time to witness these stunning features. During solar maximum, the increased magnetic activity also results in a greater number of sunspots, solar flares, and coronal mass ejections, all of which contributed to the dynamic and ever-changing nature of the sun. Observing prominences during the eclipse was not only a visually captivating experience, but also provided valuable insights into the sun's magnetic field and its interactions with solar plasma. By studying these structures, scientists can learn more about the processes that drive solar activity and its impact on the broader heliosphere. For eclipse observers, the sight of prominences offered a rare glimpse into the intricate and beautiful phenomena that occurs in our star's outer atmosphere. During the total solar eclipse, observers had a special chance to witness one of the sun's most spectacular events, coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. These massive eruptions of magnetic field and plasma are shot out from the sun's corona, sending billions of tons of solar material hurtling into space at incredible speeds. CMEs are not only visually stunning, but also play a vital role in shaping space weather, which can affect satellite operations, communications, and power grids on Earth. CMEs often appear as enormous, twisted, spiral-like structures high in the solar atmosphere. If a CME happens just before or during a brief period of totality during an eclipse, it becomes visible to observers under a clear sky, offering a rare and awe-inspiring sight. These eruptions could last for several hours, but their slow movement made them seem stationary during the eclipse. This meant that viewers in different locations along the path of totality could witness different stages of the same CME, providing a unique perspective on the dynamics of these solar explosions. In addition to CMEs, the eclipse also presented an opportunity to observe solar flares, which are powerful bursts of radiation from the sun's surface. They emitted a wide range of electromagnetic radiation, from radio waves to gamma rays, and reached Earth in just 8 minutes. While it is less likely to see a solar flare during an eclipse, their occurrence was closely linked to CMEs and prominences, adding another layer of excitement to the solar spectacle. Solar flares are classified by their intensity, with X-class flares being the most powerful. Although 3 X-class flares were observed in a single week in February, the chances of witnessing one during the few minutes of totality were slim. However, the possibility of observing these intense bursts of solar energy, even for a brief moment, highlighted the dynamic and unpredictable nature of our star. The interplay between CMEs and solar flares is a key aspect of space weather, which can have significant impacts on Earth's technological infrastructure. Understanding the behavior of CMEs and solar flares is crucial for predicting space weather events and reduce their effects on our planet. Extending observations beyond totality presented a unique challenge for astronomers and skywatchers alike. During the brief period of totality, when the moon completely obscured the sun's bright disk, a rare opportunity arose to observe the sun's corona and associated phenomena. However, because this event was short-lived, capturing fleeting solar events such as CMEs and solar flares required precise timing and coordination. To overcome this challenge and extend the window of observation, innovative efforts were undertaken in the scientific community. One such initiative was the Citizen Continental America Telescopic Eclipse, or CATE 2024 project. This ambitious project aims to create a continuous high-resolution view of the sun's corona by coordinating a network of observers equipped with standardized cameras and telescopes across the continent. By capturing images of the corona from multiple locations, the CATE 2024 project is set to produce a 60-minute movie of the corona in polarized light, providing unprecedented insights into the sun's outer atmosphere. The importance of safe observation could not be overstated. Even during totality, when it was safe to view the corona without protective eyewear, caution was necessary. Proper solar eclipse glasses or telescopes with solar filters were essential for protecting one's eyes from the sun's harmful rays. As the eclipse approached, it was crucial to educate viewers on the importance of using appropriate equipment for safety. The coordinated efforts of amateur astronomers, citizen scientists, and professionals contributed to our understanding of the sun's complex and dynamic nature. By capturing and analyzing data from the celestial event, scientists hope to uncover new insights into what drives solar activity and its impact on space weather. The past total solar eclipse wasn't just a spectacle. It was a gateway to understanding the sun's mysteries. By observing phenomena like prominences, coronal mass ejections, and solar flares, we gained valuable insights into the sun's behavior and its impact on our planet. The total solar eclipse, famously known as the Great North American Eclipse, cast its ominous shadow across the continent, briefly transforming day into night along its path. This stunning phenomenon occurs when the moon perfectly aligns between the Earth and the sun, completely blocking the sun's light and creating a mystical twilight. The eclipse embarked on its journey in Mexico at approximately 11:07 a.m. PDT, first touching down on the Pacific coast. As the moon's shadow traveled across the country, it crossed into Texas around 1:27 p.m. CDT. The path of totality, the narrow strip of land where the sun was entirely obscured, carved through the heart of the United States. States lucky enough to be within this path included Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. As the eclipse moved across the continent, the duration of totality varied depending on location. Skywatchers in Nazas, Durango, Mexico, and Kerrville and Fredericksburg, Texas, enjoyed an impressive 4 minutes and 26 seconds of total darkness, while the entire North American continent experienced at least a partial solar eclipse. Only those within the 100 to 125 mile wide path of totality had the privilege of witnessing the unforgettable sight of a total eclipse. This rare celestial alignment drew millions of eclipse enthusiasts to prime viewing locations along the path, with cities, towns, and remote areas bracing for an influx of visitors, eager to immerse themselves in the moon's shadow. Even people in those areas where the eclipse wasn't total still got to see those fascinating crescent shadows on the ground, created by the sunlight filtering through the leaves of a tree during the breathtaking celestial phenomenon. The Great North American Eclipse of 2024 was not just a source of wonder and excitement, but also a cause for concern among officials and local authorities. With millions of people flocking to the path of totality, stretching from coast to coast, the strain on infrastructure, resources, and public safety was unprecedented. To mitigate risks and ensure a smooth experience for both residents and visitors, a series of urgent warnings and advisories were issued across the affected states. One of the most pressing concerns was the chaotic traffic congestion. As eclipse enthusiasts descended upon the narrow path of totality, roads and highways quickly became severely overwhelmed. This was especially worrying in rural areas, where infrastructure was often limited and two-lane highways were the norm. The sudden influx of vehicles quickly led to gridlock, making it difficult for emergency vehicles to navigate the congested roadways and respond to emergencies efficiently. Fortunately, state and local authorities had strongly urged residents and visitors to stock up on essential supplies like food, water, fuel, and medications in the days following the eclipse. By doing so, individuals were able to reduce the need for last-minute trips and helped prevent shortages at local stores, which were not equipped to handle the abrupt surge in demand. Officials in Lorain County, Ohio, warned that the increased pressure on local resources has led to a depletion of food and fuel supplies. In addition to traffic-related concerns, the strain on emergency services and healthcare facilities was another significant worry. Large crowds usually bring a higher risk of accidents, injuries, and medical emergencies. Rural hospitals and clinics, which often operated with limited resources and staff, found themselves overwhelmed. To address this issue, some areas proactively deployed additional medical personnel and resources to strategic locations along the path of totality, ensuring that they were better prepared to handle any emergencies that might arise. Communication was another critical aspect that officials addressed. With thousands of people attempting to share their eclipse experience through phone calls, texts, and social media posts simultaneously, cell towers became overloaded. This not only posed an inconvenience for visitors trying to stay connected with loved ones, but also raised concerns about the ability to contact emergency services. Mobile service providers, such as T-Mobile, took proactive measures to minimize disruptions and ensure reliable connectivity. These efforts included deploying additional cell sites and conducting real-time network monitoring to identify and address any issues promptly. The strain on local resources led some officials to take extraordinary measures. In Texas, Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly issued a disaster declaration, expressing concerns that the influx of visitors had drained food and fuel supplies and strained city and county infrastructure beyond capacity. This declaration enabled the county to access additional resources and funding to better manage the challenges associated with the eclipse and ensure the safety and well-being of both residents and visitors. Schools within the path of totality were also faced with a difficult decision: to remain open or close for the day. While the eclipse presented an incredible educational opportunity, considerations for student safety and logistical challenges had to be taken into account. Many districts chose to close for the day, citing potential traffic gridlock and the risk of students damaging their eyes by viewing the eclipse improperly. By closing schools, officials aimed to reduce the burden on local infrastructure and ensure that students could safely enjoy the eclipse with their families. Even pet owners were forced to take precautions during the eclipse. The sudden darkness causes animals to exhibit unusual behavior, such as increased anxiety or confusion. Experts advised keeping pets indoors during the eclipse and providing them with a safe, comfortable space to retreat to if needed. Pet owners were also urged to ensure they had an adequate supply of food and any necessary medications on hand, as traffic congestion and crowding made it difficult to reach stores in the days surrounding the event. As April 8th approached, officials worked tirelessly to prepare their communities for the unique challenges that the Great North American Eclipse would bring. By issuing warnings and advisories, they aimed to promote a safe and enjoyable experience for all those who wished to witness this awe-inspiring, celestial event. Through careful planning, coordination, and communication, authorities hoped to minimize disruptions and ensure that the eclipse remained a cherished memory for years to come. So as people went out to observe the Great North American Eclipse of 2024, they heeded the warnings and advisories issued by officials. They prepared in advance, stocked up on essentials, and remained patient with the inevitable challenges that came with an event of this magnitude. Although the total eclipse was fleeting, the memories would last a lifetime. While the 2024 eclipse shared some similarities with the 2017 total solar eclipse that captivated the nation, there were notable differences between the two events. These distinctions made the Great North America Eclipse of 2024 an even more remarkable and highly anticipated occurrence. The Great American Eclipse of 2017 was a memorable celestial event, but now attention has shifted towards the Great North American Eclipse of 2024. While both eclipses shared the distinction of being total solar eclipses, visible from the United States, there were notable differences that made the 2024 event even more remarkable. One significant contrast between the two eclipses was their timing in relation to the solar cycle. The Sun goes through an 11-year cycle of activity, alternating between periods of solar minimum and solar maximum. During the 2017 eclipse, the Sun was nearing its solar minimum phase, characterized by fewer solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Although viewers enjoyed a stunning view of the Sun's corona, the overall activity was relatively subdued, with most of the action happening near the equatorial regions. However, the 2024 eclipse occurred during the Sun's solar maximum phase, a period of heightened activity. At that time, the Sun's magnetic field became more complex and turbulent, resembling a tangled hairball. This increased activity meant that the corona was more dynamic, with bright streamers visible throughout. These streamers enhanced the brightness and spectacle of the corona, creating a more dazzling display compared to the 2017 eclipse. Furthermore, viewers during the 2024 eclipse had a better opportunity to witness prominences, bright, pink curls or loops of plasma extending from the Sun's surface. These prominences added an extra layer of beauty and excitement to the eclipse experience, making it a must-see event for astronomers, eclipse chasers, and casual observers alike. Lucky eclipse enthusiasts had the chance to witness a coronal mass ejection, a massive eruption of solar material, during the eclipse. Another notable difference between the two eclipses was the apparent size of the Moon. The Moon's orbit around Earth isn't perfectly round, so its distance from our planet changes over time. During the 2017 eclipse, the Moon was slightly farther away from Earth than it was during the 2024 event. This closer proximity made the Moon appear 5.5% larger than usual, resulting in a longer period of totality. In 2017, the longest period of totality, when the Moon completely blocked the Sun, lasted for 2 minutes and 42 seconds near Carbondale, Illinois. However, during the 2024 eclipse, totality lasted an impressive 4 minutes and 28 seconds near the Mexican town of Nazas, Durango, and the nearby city of Torreon, Coahuila. As the eclipse moved across the United States and into Canada, many areas experienced totality lasting well over 3 minutes, with some regions enjoying more than 4 minutes of daytime darkness. This extended period of totality allowed skywatchers to immerse themselves more fully in the experience and gave them additional time to marvel at the breathtaking celestial event. The path of totality was another factor that set the 2024 eclipse apart from its 2017 counterpart. While the 2017 eclipse path ranged from about 62 to 71 miles wide, the 2024 eclipse path was significantly wider, spanning between 108 and 122 miles. This increased width meant that a larger portion of the continent fell within the path of totality, making it accessible to a greater number of people. In 2017, approximately 12 million Americans lived within the path of totality, with an additional 150 million people residing within 200 miles of the path. However, for the 2024 eclipse, an estimated 31.6 million people already lived within the path of totality, not counting the numerous visitors who flocked to prime viewing spots. The eclipse's trajectory passed through 13 U.S. states, encompassing major cities like Dallas, Texas, and Cleveland, Ohio, as well as hundreds of smaller towns and communities. This expanded accessibility meant that more individuals had the chance to witness the unparalleled beauty and awe of a total solar eclipse, without having to travel great distances from their homes. Moreover, the 2024 eclipse differed from the 2017 event in terms of the regions it traversed. While both eclipses crossed the United States from coast to coast, the 2024 path of totality began in Mexico, passed through the central United States, and concluded in Canada's maritime provinces. This course presented a unique opportunity for international collaboration and celebration, as three nations joined together to observe this rare celestial occurrence. Communities like Carbondale, Illinois, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and Paducah, Kentucky, found themselves at the center of this cosmic event, attracting astronomy enthusiasts from all over the globe. What set the 2024 eclipse apart from its predecessor was not just its spectacle, but also the scientific research and public involvement surrounding it. Since the 2017 eclipse, advancements in technology and the launch of new solar-observing spacecraft, such as NASA's Parker Solar Probe and the European Space Agency's Solar Orbiter, have given scientists unparalleled insights into the sun's behavior and structure. These missions complemented ground-based observations during the 2024 eclipse, enabling researchers to compare data from different perspectives. Moreover, the 2017 eclipse sparked a surge in public interest in astronomy and science education. Riding on this wave, organizations and educational institutions had planned extensive outreach programs, workshops, and events leading up to the 2024 eclipse. These initiatives aim to involve students, educators, and the general public in the thrill of scientific exploration and to ignite a passion for science in future generations. The Great North American Eclipse of 2024 was anticipated to be one of the most widely observed eclipses in history, and indeed, it was. This eclipse provided an unprecedented opportunity for millions to experience the awe and wonder of totality, and for scientists to further unravel the mysteries of our sun.